Colleen, thanks so much for being here. We're kicking off a section on the kind of multi-currency conversation, and in the context of the 2023 Upfronts. So I'm actually super excited for this in the nerdiest way possible. But I want to start maybe by just getting your perspective on what you've heard to date in these couple days that makes you optimistic or pessimistic going into the 2023 Upfronts.
Well, thanks, Joanna. It's very nice to be here with you. Great job on that video, Travis. So I just want to start out by saying that Paramount has a lot of skin in the game when it comes to measurement and new currencies. Yep. We have a portfolio that includes a broadcast network, a movie studio, a portfolio of cable networks, and several streaming services. Yep. And so we have a lot of endpoints where our content goes and where advertising also goes. So we also know that when the past couple of years with COVID, that it really shined a spotlight on how incredibly fragile a panel approach to measurement is. Mm-hmm. And it just introduces a ton of risk for those of us in charge of forecasting and optimizing our inventory. And that's just full stop, can't continue. And that's why I think I've really welcomed, and so many of us have really welcomed, all of the new entrants who have brought a lot of innovation and a lot of intention to building better mousetraps. And we have been very sleeves rolled up in trying to figure out how to think about these new data sets and work with these new vendors. And it all makes me incredibly optimistic because I've been around for long enough to remember all of the failed experiments over the years that took a lot of time and money and energy, and they didn't pan out because there wasn't enough commitment to actually operationalizing against new currencies. And I think that's why this feels really different. I have never felt as many parts of the ecosystem to be working together and to be so open-minded to it. I mean, it's not up to just one publisher or even just the publisher part of the ecosystem to make this move forward, right? It's the advertisers, it's the agencies, it's the vendors, and it's the publishers. It truly is a team sport, like we've been saying for a really long time. And I love sports, and I love being on a team, and I think that it's just a very optimistic time.
You do have a very passionate team too, which helps.
We do.
Enthusiastic and passionate team.
It's fun. We love working together, and it's hard work, but it makes it fun when you have such regard for the people that you work with.
I totally agree. That's one of the reasons I love Beets, actually. It's just an amazing group of people. So philosophically, you guys are comfortable with a multi-currency world. Do you sort of embrace the notion of a multi-currency world philosophically? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
I think, yes, absolutely. We're currency agnostic. And I think that when there's choice, there's competition, there's innovation, and that's critical to it getting better. And I think that we're also seeing just so many advancements every year in how to think about applying models, how we're thinking about identity, which has been a big theme for the past day and a half. There's so much to consider, and I think that having several different companies working through this is definitely a stronger way to go.
So, okay, fair enough. Again, philosophically, that sounds great, and in the spirit of collaboration and a scaled ecosystem sounds good. But I mean, it takes investment to prepare for this. It takes time. It takes human capital. What is necessary to actually operationalize sort of a multi-currency future for Paramount and then for the ecosystem?
Glad you asked. I think that our plans have an internal focus and an external focus. Yep. And there's definitely a Venn diagram where it all overlaps. And one of the things, and I think everybody has one sitting at their seat, is this guidebook, not the voters kind, a guidebook for how to actually ingest and engineer all of these new data sets in a way that's not totally disruptive to your entire ad stack, and doesn't completely require you to hire scads of people that are incredibly expensive. That what we're trying to do is share what we've learned with everybody else to just keep accelerating, keep getting the ball down the field for free, right? Because working with different currencies shouldn't be a competitive advantage. It should be something that we can all do. And I mean, I could liken it to when Volvo came up with the 3-point safety belt system that saved lives, and they just gave away the thing instead of patenting it for themselves.
You are saving lives with
but we're
this.
saving sweat equity, and we're saving burnout.
Yeah.
And I think that we're hopefully, just like I said, trying to share what has been figured out at Paramount about working with all these new data sets and making them work with the systems that we already have, and just giving it away at this point. So that's some of the internal work that we're also turning into external work. But, we've already transacted a lot of money on alternative currencies in the last upfront and in every quarter since. Yep. And I'm pretty darn optimistic about the upfront coming up next.
Okay. So actually on that point, this is sort of more of a technical and operational manual. This is not, we recommend currency A over currency B, right?
No.
So it's essentially not a how to make the right business decision so much as how to make it operationally possible.
Right.
Yeah.
And just another note about what we're trying to figure out internally is so ad sales and currency have been very aggressive on all of this. And research is another swim lane in all of this,
okay.
right? So all of the measurement that we're working with isn't only in service of ad sales. It's certainly the top priority, but it's not just in service of ad sales. We do a lot of other things with that data. We understand audience flow. We understand who the audiences of all of our individual shows are. Mm-hmm. We optimize promo inventory. We support scheduling. We support marketing. All of these functions rely on measurement data. And we have to figure out how to work with all of these other measurement data in service of all of those other functions.
Okay.
And that's where a lot of the research teams at Paramount are very sleeves rolled up on pursuing that.
And do you think that's maybe not well understood, that there are all of these functions?
I just don't think that it's part of the conversation so far.
Yeah.
And I think that, again, prioritizing currency, the upcoming upfront, and then making some more bandwidth with our vendor partners to also tackle these other use cases.
Okay. So talk to me about how you feel like the ecosystem, of other programmers is sort of responding to the multi-currency question. Do you feel like they're as enthusiastic about making it work as you are?
I think that there's some that definitely are. I think that there are some others that are a little bit more on the sidelines, and I think that actually, this guidebook is meant to help everybody wherever they are on that spectrum of readiness, like existentially and actually within their employee workforce and to like put things in motion.
That's part of what I'm wondering is like, there's kind of the operational readiness, and then there's just, is there any reason that they would be existentially unready to live in a world of multiple currencies?
I don't think there should be.
Well, that's kind of what I'm wondering. Okay, so it feels that way, but you have a lot of the partners in the room, so I wonder, how they would feel about it. Okay, so 2023 upfronts are upon us. How much growth do you expect in terms of the sort of how many currencies or how much volume will be transacted, do you think, on these alternative currencies? I'm not trying to quote, make you, how big a deal do you think it'll be? That's an easier question.
I think it's going to be a very big deal.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of momentum, and I think that there's been, there's also been activity since the last upfront.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly hearing, in hallways and, in other places and spaces where I travel, that there's more and more of this happening. So I think it's gonna absolutely increase.
Do you feel that sentiment from marketers?
I honestly, the marketers, I think the marketers are relying on their agencies to do a lot of the heavy lifting in the first
fair
place.
enough.
And I think that I'm hoping that they come along as well, because they're a really obviously critical part of the equation. I also think that that they've, the WFA and the ANA here in the US, they've been spearheading some efforts that are, in different states of readiness. So they're, we're marketers too, right? Like I said,
Totally.
we're, we have shows that we're launching and
Totally.
movies that we're launching and services that we're trying to get people to subscribe to. So we are also trying to figure this out as a marketer.
Yeah, as a brand.
So we're
Set
very,
a brand.
we are, we have to walk the walk and talk the talk and do both.
I mean, to me, it feels like you are a great example of a company that is doing that.
Well, we're trying really hard.
Well, let's end there, I think.
Thanks,
I appreciate it, Colleen. Thank you so much.